ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Menu Podcast. This is a podcast about food news. News that is food-worthy. Food that is newsworthy. Every time I say it, I like it that much more. I got to tell you.
I couldn't agree more, Dave.
Great.
You nailed it that time. Normally we have a couple takes, but that one, man,
Normally it's like a little awkward sometimes. That one was the slam dunk right there.
You got it. You're in the comfort zone now.
My name is Dave Huff, and I've got a voice. That's why I'm on a podcast. And as always, I'm joined by my friend Thejoshelkin, who's live in Los Angeles, California. Josh, please say hello.
Dave, I have a voice too, and it's just not as majestic as yours. That's my role in this.
Yeah, maybe. But for the video on demand, your face is better than mine, so it kind of like balances everything out. I've got the voice, you've got the face. Combined, like Voltron, we make one really good YouTuber.
Your voice on my face is an unstoppable force.
We got to find a way to do that. We were talking about Elon Musk solving all the world's problems. That's something he's got to get on.
Yeah, that is secondary after teleportation.
Precisely. So this is a food news podcast. We like to talk to you about the latest trending food topics, be it food items, just maybe somebody did something crazy in the food world. Perhaps a restaurant that you frequent is changing something, adding something, doing something different. You tune into us so that we can bring you up to speed. There's a lot of speed out there that needs to be had. That sounds bad. That doesn't sound good.
That's not the podcast, not the right podcast. That's a whole other topic of conversation. But you're right. We bring you all the things that are news that have to do with food and all the things at food that have to do with news.
Yeah. So starting with this, let's start. This is a perfect food news topic. Kicking it off with what is without a doubt the hottest food and news topic of them all. Subway chicken. Subway chicken make it sound like it's a different restaurant. Subway sandwiches, the restaurant, you know, the guys that claim to always be fresh. Turns out the definition of fresh isn't exclusive to real or fake food.
Yeah, it's true. And let's just narrow it down, Dave. This is Subway in Canada, which is very weird because, as most people know, the FDA equivalent of food in Canada is always at a higher quality than the rest of the world.
It's typically Canadian meat. Sounds so weird to say. Canadian meat is widely regarded as having higher standards, or the meat standards are widely regarded as having higher standards than the rest of Canada, than the rest of the world, rather. Not Canada. Canada is better than the rest of the world. As it turns out, that may not be true.
As it turns out, they're full of shit.
They are completely and utterly full of shit. Why?
Why? Because after an investigation of the DNA inside of Subway's teriyaki chicken and roasted chicken and whatever else they use their chicken, they found out that it's only about 50% chicken each.
Here's the thing that's really terrifying. What's the other 50%?
That's what I want to know. What the heck is the rest of the chicken made out of?
All of the chicken products from all of the fast food chains, by the way, were shown to contain 25% less protein and 7 to 10 times more salt than a typical chicken breast. So they did it. They ran through all of the different fast food chickens. But let's read this. Okay. Looks like Subway chicken isn't all it's cracked up to be. An investigation by Trent University. It shows that the Subway's oven-roasted chicken and the chicken strips used in the sweet onion chicken teriyaki are only about 50% chicken each.
So weird.
But it's important to note that typically you're not going to see 100% results for the DNA testing of these products. Marinades, seasonings, batters, and additives, in quote, I'm putting them in quotation marks, typically cause the DNA count to drop somewhere in the mid to high 80 range. But when you're dropping to 50, that means that you're sitting on some weird ingredients. What are those additives, Josh?
What is that 30% like dark zone right there? What is that 30%?
Squirrel penises.
Is it or is it sawdust?
Sawdust. It's a combination.
It's probably sawdust.
Of sawdust and squirrel penises that combine to make a Subway chicken sandwich. I guess the thing is, I want to be disappointed. I want to be upset about this, considering how much Subway chicken I've consumed over the years. More specifically, how much Subway chicken I've consumed in Canada, but I can't really be that angry because at the end of the day, I mean, you just taste that chicken. It doesn't even come close to being real chicken.
At the end of the day, you're not eating it for the fact that it tastes like real chicken. You're eating it because it's convenient and it's probably $5, right?
any like full chicken breast for $5 at a restaurant.
No, you're not doing any justice by getting that. The thing with that strikes me about this, Dave, is that Subway is really dropping the ball with their lying. Don't you remember last year, the year before, someone went in and measured the $5?
Oh my God! Yes,
it wasn't even 12 inches.
You're right, and maybe now it's also time to mention that they were the ones that were embroiled in that scandal that was regarding them painting on the grill marks onto their chicken breasts already.
Exactly.
Do we even want to go to talk about Jared?
No. That's not.
They are embroiled in many controversies.
Clearly,
this is not new. This is not new for them.
No, I mean it's safe to say that Subway is synonymous with controversy. This being that. Now, the takeaway from this is that it's happening in Canada, which is really weird because nothing bad ever happens in Canada.
No,
right?
That is true.
So, really interesting. I mean, it's kind of weird to think that every bite is only 50% real. You know what I mean? And this is to say that, like,
I really just want to know what's the other 50%.
Which is crazy because after this whole debacle about fake chicken at McDonald's, you'd think that the rest of the fast food universe would take that into account, given the fact that McDonald's is usually like at the top of the food chain, all the puns intended, you know?
Well, and that brings me to my next point about this. I think we need to do deeper investigations into all of these companies. How long have they been selling us not food, labeled as food?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing. I'm assuming, and this is a very bold assumption, and this might be very naive of me. I'm assuming that whatever they are selling us is edible. It's not going to do like serious long-term damage. It's a very bold assumption because it could be really very wrong. But what is it? If it's not chicken, then what the hell is it, and how are they getting away with it? And like you said, you mentioned McDonald's. They're notorious for they were the ones that were 100% beef. You remember that? You remember that move?
The company.
Remember the 100% beef move?
Well, I'm looking further down into this article. Shout out to Food Beast, by the way, for writing this article. And it says, and this is where they get you on wordplay. All of our chicken items are made from 100% white meat chicken, which I believe. I believe you that when you use the chicken, it's 100% chicken. You're just not using it 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Right? So you're making some sort of mixture with 100% chicken, but only 50% of that mixture is chicken. 50% of the rest of it is God knows what, filler and squirrel penises and such.
I was just thinking, so I Googled it. I Googled it real quick, and I totally forgot that Subway was also the company where they found yoga mats inside the bread.
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about that.
I don't think it's fair to say yoga mats. Like
it's
just
only a matter
mats.
of time before Subway's done, right? Like, let's be honest.
But I think that so now if their bread isn't real and their chicken isn't real, what the hell is always fresh? The yoga mats. The yoga mats are always fresh. If they find out that the chicken has been yoga mat as well.
Oh my God, it's so over for them.
And if you're eating a sandwich that's like 50% yoga mat, that's not even a sandwich anymore.
No, that's just rubber.
That's a yoga mat. Turns out after all these years, Subway has been serving you yoga mats.
Subway, you know.
Am I disappointed in myself? Is that the feeling that I have right now deep in my soul, Josh?
I'm having phantom tastes of the grilled chicken, and it never tasted like chicken.
It never tasted right.
It never did. It never tasted like actual chicken. That's the thing with Subway, is that you put the same topping on any sandwich and it's gonna taste the same.
It's almost like that the fool me once, shame on however that got butchered so many times.
How does it go again? Fool me once.
You fool me, you can't get fooled again. And the problem is that I got fooled again. I got fooled again by Subway. Maybe even more than just the 2 times, the 3 times if you consider the grill marks being painted on, the yoga mats, and now the 50% chicken.
Yeah, the 6 foot, the fake 6, the 6 foot, 4 foot sandwich.
You know what the problem is I'm still an idiot. I haven't stopped being an idiot right now. So the real problem is that I'm just going to end up, I'm just going to end up going back to Subway and being like, oh, well, that report was about their chicken, so I'm good to have their steak. I'll just have a steak and cheese sub from Subway. I'll be fine.
The steak never tasted like steak either, though.
Of course not. It didn't even taste like cheese.
No, definitely not. I haven't had Subway in quite some time, just so you know. I kind of want a Subway sandwich right now.
That makes us stupid, right?
Yeah, we're dumb. We knew this, though. We know we're dumb.
I never pretended that I was smart. That's the thing. Never misrepresented. Always let everybody know that I'm an idiot.
Here's an interesting thing, and I don't know if you can agree with me or not, but I remember back in the day when Subway wasn't as big of a chain as it is now in Canada, going to the States for, a typical Montreal to Plattsburgh move for food, and the Subway there was impeccable. It was amazing. I fell in love with Subway then. I've
always found, I have done that move. That's where I first discovered it, and I have to say that it was great.
Delicious.
When it first opened, it was delicious.
Yeah.
But that's always been the case. The flavor of fast food restaurants is inferior in Canada, typically because the meat standards are so good. Fast food is meant to be scummy. Fast food is meant to be gross. You can't get those same greasy, disgusting, heart-clogging, artery-clogging flavors from quality products.
True say.
Very and now, true. but now at that point, with that being said, they're going the wrong way. It still has to be food. It could be low grade, but it still has to be food. As we could see by Subway inflating the sale of yoga mats.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb should be more than 50% of your items should be real food.
More than 50%. At least a little bit more. Just a hair more should be real food.
Which is why in this test that they had here, where's the percentages? What do they say here? The oven roasted chicken contains 53.6% chicken DNA on average. So they get it. They got it. Meaning
they got it. They passed the test.
Strips contain around 40%. Yeah. So
I think the real thing here. We should move on to our next topic, but the real thing here is that I don't think anybody's ever stopped and really analyzed the health benefits of eating yoga mats.
It's true.
It might be the solution to all of life's problems. We don't know because we're not willing to try.
Another reason,
close-minded.
Another reason to love yoga, I guess, right? Anyways, moving right along.
So our next topic.
This is a good
pretty
one,
interesting.
This is a good one.
You guys know Hooters? Yeah, of course you do.
Of course you know Hooters.
I'm talking about the restaurant chain, of course. Synonymous with chicken wings and boobs.
And booty shorts.
Turns out Hooters has been taking quite the hit lately, considering all the feminist movements out there.
I just want to say, Dave,
the pushes for equal rights.
I am a feminist.
Good. I am. I think on paper I am too.
Yes,
but the word gets thrown around a lot, and there's varying degrees. So, at the risk of being misunderstood, I think I like to just say that I am without a doubt a supporter of complete equality for any and all human beings, truth be told.
That is the definition of feminism. Anyways, moving right along. Hooters, Dave, as you were saying.
But so hang on. No.
Wait.
Don't just push us through that. Hooters has been on the receiving end of, I guess, some harder times, some tougher times on account of said feminist movement.
Yep.
Tits in restaurants just aren't as popular anymore.
People just aren't that interested in boobs in restaurants.
Well, hang on. The interest is definitely still there.
Okay.
But the objectifying of women is not popular at all anymore, and rightly so. Rightly so. Anyways, to circumvent their hard times, or to hopefully mitigate their hard times, Hooters has gone ahead and opened a fast food restaurant called Hoots.
I think also, by the way, fast food is now being referred to as fast casual.
Honestly, that's stupid. That is so stupid.
Real dumb.
That's like really typical of everything that's wrong with the world right now. Just trying to shuffle words around to force you to believe in something that isn't even real.
Yeah, it's fast food. Let's be real. But
they're cutting out the tits. They're going to just a fast food counter, and they're pushing almost exclusively their chicken wings.
Yeah, which really begs the question: how good are those chicken wings that Hooters has the balls to open up an exclusive wing restaurant? No booty shorts, no boobs. How good are they? I don't even think they're that good.
I've mentioned that I'm an idiot.
Yes,
and I stand by it. I love their chicken wings, but I'm an idiot. I just find, especially if we're going to talk about, our previous topic about the how real chicken is, when it's in wing form, there's very little debate as to whether or not you're eating a chicken wing. A boneless chicken wing, however, now that's just really sick and twisted and makes me ask all the questions.
That's a human invention, for sure.
But at Hooters, I've always been about the bone-in wings rather than the boneless chicken wings.
I mean, I'm always like a bone wing in general. I think a boneless chicken wing is a nugget. So enough exactly. With your marketing.
Or it's like what you expect, like the orange chicken at Panda Express. It's the same thing.
Right, exactly.
So I
think it's really interesting.
I guess I'll tell you what, I'm into the idea of a fast food chicken wing restaurant. I like that idea. But
they have that. Those exist.
Like a Buffalo Wild Wings or a no, that's not
Wild
counter.
Wings or in
Is
Canada,
that counter?
That's a sit down, but you could take up. But in Canada, they used to have Buffalo Bills.
They do still, but that's also a takeout. That's a takeout or a sit down as well.
Right. Well, that's what this is. This is fast casual, so you could take out, or you could pick up, or you could sit down. So there's
no, of course. But could you just walk up to the counter and be like, "I'll have 20 wings, please," and they deliver it like McDonald's within 30 seconds?
I'm pretty sure that's the fast casual part of it. It's either or.
Yeah. So I like that idea. Yeah. Quick eats. I think that's a great call. Like, I don't think we've seen a chicken wing restaurant that offers exclusively that.
There's a place in a lot of the places in the States called Wingstop. They do that.
And they do that.
Yeah.
So Hooters already has competition in this realm.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Hooters is that they were holding on to the booty shorts and boobs for so long that they lost track of what really is important, and that's the chicken wings. So consequently, over the years, people like Rick Ross, shout out to Rick Ross, the rapper,
your boy, yeah, of course,
opened up Wingstop. That he owns that.
That's sick.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of them around. But beyond that, local barbecue restaurants all have that. You can go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and pick up wings at the counter.
Right, that is true, and those are great wings. It says
KFC?
you won't find waitresses in cleavage-bearing tops, orange shorts, or shiny tights at Hooters' new fast casual concept restaurant, but you will find the company's famous wings. The question I have for everybody out there is, are the wings good enough to succeed without the boobs and booty?
That's it. If you think they are, just, let us know in the comments or anywhere else. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think about fast food wings.
Personally, I think they are, but I don't know why you have to stick to the Hooters brand at that point.
I know.
Just make good wings and come up with a name that makes sense. Hoots. Hoots is so stupid.
I mean, people are going to be confused. I was confused when I first saw this heading. And then, that's why they have next to this picture, if you want to scroll up there, a Hooters joint.
You want to scroll up there, bud.
Hooters joint.
Oh, it says on the restaurant that it is affiliated with Hooters. How strong is the Hooters brand and the chicken wing? I guess that probably is all they have.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the difference, though. You see, Hooters is like all caps. Hoots is not.
Would have been nice, I think, if they went the route of just completely rebranding, taking what is known as their famous chicken wing, which, as I've mentioned, but I'm an idiot, is a delicious chicken wing. And if they had simply applied that to a new brand entirely that is exclusively chicken wings and throws away the misogynism, that's a real word, of the past,
Yeah.
They're still clinging to it, but they're not fully embracing it. I'm just of the belief if you're going to do something, go all or nothing, you know?
I completely agree. It's 100% or no percent. Let's be real.
Time will tell, Hooters. I don't know if I have faith in you or not, but I wish you the best of luck, Hooters.
If I saw it, I'd go. You know?
Sure.
I want a wing right now.
Yeah, I'd love chicken wings. In fact, I'm going for chicken wings right after this. Our next topic is actually a really interesting little piece of food news right here. Not necessarily something new, but just something really smart. So this is about a little taco truck that's on I-5 in Washington. Their drivers were stuck in traffic for hours after a truck filled with propane tipped over.
Yeah.
The operators of the taco truck saw an opportunity to set up shop, and they started pushing tacos out their food truck
Smartest
in the
thing I've
middle
ever
of
heard.
traffic.
So
In the
smart.
middle of traffic.
First
Now-
off, Dave, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been stuck in terrible traffic, literally like not moving for hours? Has that ever happened to you?
Well, Josh, you know I have been. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been stuck in traffic with you.
No, but like for hours?
Definitely. Car accidents or some sort of closure on account of something. I remember in Montreal, there was like an overpass that collapsed and the whole city kind of shut down. And I was out and about when that happened, and it was over. You don't go anywhere.
I remember the worst traffic jam I've ever been in. I was literally not moving. It was in Montreal, not moving for hours, to the point where they started making everyone turn around on the highway and go off like the opposite way on an on-ramp to go back onto the service road.
It's like, no. This way's not for you. You don't go this way. You go
Not
the other
allowed,
way now.
not allowed, yeah.
You go the other way now. Traffic sucks. And I
Traffic
think
sucks.
that these guys are smart because any way that you can make traffic better is just a great thing. Traffic, in my opinion, is one of the most unbearable things in Western society.
I hate it more than anything. But when there's tacos available, that's
when there's tacos available, I almost enjoy it. Like, listen, if I'm stuck there for 5 hours or however many hours, I'm still not happy about it. But for that first hour, having had the taco and then post taco, I'm pretty thrilled about it. But
it's such a smart move.
This brings me to my point, my next point about this. Typically, tacos and other Mexican cuisines don't sit all that well with me.
Mm-hmm.
The
with more people.
The last thing I'd want is to be stuck in traffic for approximately 4 to 5 hours with tacos boiling inside my gut. That, in all likelihood, for many people, will not end that well.
It's true. It's true. So imagine yourself being stuck in traffic, getting really excited that there's a taco truck, eating all the tacos, and still being stuck in traffic. You're pretty screwed.
Yeah, you're like, now what do I do? Where do you go? Do you shit on the side of the road? Is that what you do? Do you literally get out of your car, you pop a squat on the side of the highway, and you just shit? You have to.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna say no? But we were talking about this before.
It's nature.
Dave.
You can.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be cool if, like, all of a sudden there'd be like a porta potty truck? Imagine porta potty truck. We got off onto a whole tangent. We were discussing this earlier about porta potty trucks, like finding all these food truck areas and then charging people to take dumps in their porta potties.
That's the brilliant. So let's say somebody decides that this taco truck is something that is worth exploring in the future. It's actually worth, having a taco truck or any sort of food truck for that matter that is exclusively operating in traffic.
Yeah.
Which I really think is a great idea.
You know how you see whatchamacallit, tow trucks like camping out on the side?
just waiting for someone's car to break down. This is the same idea. So in that same vein, then the appropriate business to take advantage of this situation is a porta potty rental company. They literally just get a flatbed full of porta potties, and you drive around and follow this highway traffic taco truck, and you charge people.
And people would do it. You know they would.
Well, you'd have to. It's very opportunistic. It's really taking advantage of a shitty situation.
Yeah, no pun intended there.
Sorry. But it would be a great business because your clientele, your customer base, your demographic would build itself.
Yeah, it definitely would. And you know, we do it a couple times, and then all of a sudden you can invest in those like really awesome porta potties, the good ones.
Yes.
And then like you don't even need taco trucks. You can just drive around and like find people that are like playing a baseball game that need to drop heat.
Do you think they'd come up with like maybe like buy 2 tacos and you get 1 trip to the porta potty for free?
That'd be a sick move.
Like they have like partnerships.
That'd be a sick.
Sick move. Follow us on Twitter and get your first shit for free.
Oh, that's a great like YouTube skit or something like that.
Honestly,
like
the possibilities are limitless. The possibilities of this partnership, be it tacos or otherwise, like tacos aren't the only cuisine that could sit really uncomfortably. And I got to be honest with you, now that I think about it, just the roaming porta potty company is really not such a bad idea either. Think about, like, I know what was it? George Costanza wanted his when they brought back Seinfeld in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. It was like 7 years ago. Yeah. When they brought it back, George Costanza was obsessed with making an app that showed you where all the free public restrooms are.
Yes.
Fantastic idea.
Great idea.
Take it one step further, George. Make a company that just roams the city and provides mobile toilet access. So when you're stuck in a really lousy area after a big meal or otherwise, you've got a place to relieve yourself. Now, this is a food news podcast. I don't know how we got so deep into the conversation.
We're talking about byproducts of food right now.
But I think that's a pretty good thing. I think that's a pretty good, solid business. The real heroes here are the taco truck.
The taco truck stuck in traffic is such a hero story. Like you are a hero. Okay.
I wonder if he sought out to do that day.
I mean, how? He was stuck in traffic. It's not like he can like drive up there.
Yeah, I'm reading right now.
Unless you're like, a baller and you just go on the shoulder. That's next level right there. I thought that was a great.
That's a nice feel-good story.
Feel-good story, yeah.
I mean, he gets to make a couple of bucks and sell tacos, and the people who are having a real lousy day, they get tacos. It's a win-win.
How does this sound? Remember Jimmy and I made those jalapeno popper stuffed wings? What if we stuffed a wing with tacos? Taco stuffed wings. Something to think about.
Count me in.
Think about. Shall we move to our next topic?
The whole thing needs to be wrapped in a tortilla. It also has to be a boneless wing.
Well, you take the bones out of them.
So here's a thing. Oh, I forgot to move the finger pointer for those of you that were watching. The cursor was supposed to be here at Traffic Taco Truck, but you know that. Now we're going to move on to self-serve Wendy's. I just
want to shout out Wendy's being one of my favorite fast food chains out there. People sleep on Wendy's often, especially in the States, because there's so many other options.
It is without a doubt my favorite.
It's the best, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the best.
Best quality burger. Mm-hmm. My favorite combination of toppings and just the way they all combine in my mouth hole is just a beautiful thing.
You know what I like about Wendy's? It's so unique. Like there's no other fast food restaurant that sells baked potatoes and chili.
Yep. And people get really caught up on the square burger patty and like, oh, that's so sick and the best feature they have. It's not. It's still a burger patty. It actually makes no difference in the flavor. Trust me, I'm an idiot. Coming from an idiot telling you this, you're way dumber than an idiot if you believe that the square patty actually makes a difference.
Right.
But you're right. It's all the other little things they have. The Frosty.
Ooh.
You can't match it. You can't.
The Frosty's hype, but really like
the Baconator
people have milkshakes and they have like their frappes and all these types of things, but it's no one has a baked potato.
No one has a baked potato. You could get it with sour cream and chives, or you can go the route of getting like a hot queso and bacon.
That's my move, plus chili.
Yeah, all of it. Terrific.
Oof, so delicious.
Now that we are done hyping up Wendy's and how sick they are, I'd also like to share a little anecdote from last weekend. I went to McDonald's. Just a little side story. I had my prenatal courses with my wife because we're expecting twin boys real soon, as you may or may not know. Thank you very much. And like good, responsible parents, when it came time for lunch, everybody in the course went and had their quinoa salads and or their lettuce wraps and all these fancy things. Yeah, well, my wife and I, we rolled through to McDonald's, and
Heck yeah, you did.
and we had McDonald's. But something that I noticed when I was at McDonald's, and it's the first time I'd ever seen this, they had a self-order box there. I didn't even know that it existed. I didn't even know that it existed in Canada. And it seemed to be a pretty cool thing. Now, I only realized it was there after I had placed my order, but it was there nonetheless. And now that I know that it's there, I'm going to be looking for it because I'd like to try it out and see what it is. It makes sense. It's a good idea. And I'm happy that Wendy's is getting on this train. I'll tell you why just quickly. I believe that the future is about robots, and this is a step in that direction. Let's just cut out the middleman. And by the middleman, I mean the man.
But there's always going to be the person there for the human interaction. Let's not say that won't happen. But I think that these food restaurants like Wendy's and McDonald's that are doing these self-serve kiosks are really taking a page out of the airport experience, because as you know, airports now are really taking it to another level with these self-serve kiosks. And after years of using these and traveling, they've really nailed it. Like it works well now. I remember a couple of years ago when we were traveling together a lot, Dave, it wasn't that sound. It wasn't 100%. You know what I mean? It was like 95%, let's say. Now it's really, really working. And I'm also excited to try this out because you just go in, type it in, and probably, I mean, I've never experienced it, but you probably just go up to the kiosk, type what you want, and then like they'll call your number, which is awesome.
And actually, this they even did one better at McDonald's. I saw it. They had like an LCD screen, or actually it was probably more like an LED screen because it's not 2005.
It's not 2005.
It was an LED screen, a TV that was showing the numbers that were waiting and the numbers that were almost ready and the numbers that were ready.
Ooh!
So you just knew when to go to the counter. You're just like, boom, there's my number. I'm going up, getting my food. Soon enough, it'll be a conveyor belt, and you won't even have to.
Soon enough it'll be an app. You're like almost there, 5 minutes away.
Oh my God! See, you're right. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of that. Why wouldn't you just order your Wendy's or McDonald's or otherwise from an app with your credit card or PayPal already plugged in, and you could just pay on the go, get ready. Like if you know you're really close, you might as well do it. Or even if you're like just pulling into the parking lot.
And beyond that, I think, Dave, now that you're saying that, it triggered this thought in my head. I think this is one step further. Sorry, I think this is one step closer to fast food delivery.
There's a thing that still scares me a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I don't think that you're wrong. I think that fast food delivery, we've seen it from some restaurants. McDonald's does do it in some cities in the United States. I mean, there's so many great delivery restaurants. I just feel personally that the shelf life of fast food is incredibly limited. And even if you were to put it in one of those insulated boxes, it's still not going to hold up over time.
You might be right, but if you're ordering, I fully believe the only thing that has the shortest shelf life in fast food are the French fries.
I was going to say the yoga mats.
Yeah, or the yoga mats. But if you're like, let's take Wendy's, for example. Let's say you order a Baconator and a baked potato with cheese and bacon.
It's lasting a little while.
It's lasting by the time it gets to you. Come on,
a baked potato is lasting the best. I mean, I've ordered a baked potato from, there's a chicken restaurant that we know and love that's down the street from here. And I've ordered baked potatoes from there, and they've 100% held up over time. Without a doubt.
Well, a baked potato is not like, it's only going to get better as it like steams in its own juices,
Completely agree.
Its own vapors.
But you're right. You're probably right. That's like, man, if you could just go on a Wendy's app and be like, I want Wendy's here now. I guess that's the logical evolution of fast food, is simplifying it to the point where you tap a series of combinations with your thumbs on your phone and the food arrives at your home and the experience is almost identical to going to the restaurant.
Like, why wouldn't that be possible? Fast food has come such a long way. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Michael Keaton movie, The Founder, about
I haven't yet.
It was I saw it and it was awesome. And they were
innovating.
The whole concept was that they a hamburger, which takes so long to make and you eat with your hands never existed, right? So they made it into this convenient way to consume. With everything was like disposable, there was no cutlery, and they changed the game forever, and it hasn't changed, for let's say 50, 60, 75 years. That's what's happening now. The same thing is happening.
It's a technological shift.
Indeed.
And you know what? I'm down with that because fast food has been stale for a while. It's been, I don't want to say stale. It's been stagnant for a while. I've been okay with that because fast food is probably my favorite food, regrettably so. But I think this is a nice segue to our next topic, actually. The naked chalupa is going away. They said it was limited time. They're done with it. We've talked about it on this podcast previously. It was the chalupa that the shell was made out of a deep fried chicken breast. It was a wonderful little thing. It is over now. And what this made me think of was, I'm not going to miss this. And I'll tell you why. It might have been delicious. I'm not going to miss it because fast food is a guilty pleasure of mine. And if I'm going to take the time and the calories to go and be a scumbag and have a real piece of shit meal, I want to enjoy it my way. And my way is quite particular. It's usually a Wendy's Baconator all dressed with all the extra toppings, a large French fry, maybe a spicy chicken wrap on the side. Maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling.
So good.
Of course it does. Of course it does. But the point is that is, for me, in my heart and soul, that's my disgusting scumbag meal. I don't need all of these new fast food items to exist because I'm never going to take that opportunity to try it due to the fact that I don't eat fast food every day.
Yeah, but
I just don't have the opportunities.
You're probably not the majority, let's be honest.
Do you think majority eats fast food every day?
I think that there's probably a more amount of people. I mean, look, it's cheap. It's convenient.
It certainly is.
The end.
But here's the question. Do we need new fast food items? Or are we happy with what we have presently?
I, as a lover of food innovation, I think it's a really cool thing that they had come out with this naked chicken chalupa, and I think it's a good move that they're getting rid of it. It creates more of a want. If it's always around, and let's be honest, this probably took a nice amount of money and just human power to engineer this idea. It's not just like, they wake up in the morning and they're like, yeah, let's just fry some chicken into a taco shell and that'll work. There's a lot of investment that goes into this. So I think it's cool that they came out with it and they're getting rid of it. But I think it could have been available for a little longer. It's been like a month, it's so quick.
It's very quick. And I think I agree with you what they're saying. They need to keep things fresh. They need to manufacture the wants in people's hearts. I think that makes sense. But I think the reason they need to manufacture those wants is because people just don't like change. People are creatures of habit, especially when it comes to food, especially when it comes to fast food. That's just my 2 cents, that I don't think people want to explore these things. If they were to have this naked chicken chalupa on the menu forever, I get the feeling that people would just not really care, and in long term, they would probably see their sales dip. That's why they say, we're ditching it. It's over. Come get the last ones.
Yeah. And let's be honest, it's probably like a bit of a, not challenge, but it takes a lot more to eat like a naked chicken chalupa than it does, let's say, a taco supreme. Because it's deep fried. It probably hurts your hands. You can't hold it that. You can't eat it that fast.
Very true.
So
and it comes with a little cardboard holder, probably like a waxy cardboard holder. I can't help but believe that just the grease soaks right through that right away.
Yeah, for sure.
But so this takes us to the next part of this same topic. They're saying goodbye to the naked chicken chalupa because they want to bring some other things in. I'm just not sure I need this. So you want to run us through these things?
Yeah. So as we researched, make way, get rid of one, make way for 5 new ones, very typical. So they're getting rid of the naked chicken chalupa and they're coming out with things like the queso lupa crunch, which Yeah.
Say that
They
again.
got great names. The Quesalupa Crunch. They really do have good names. And what that is, it's very similar to the gordita, right? It features a shell inside of a shell, and in this case, a nacho cheese Doritos Locos taco shell inside of a quesalupa shell with a layer of nacho cheese between each one of them. I don't even think that's going to taste good. That's going to taste so all over the place. Like that's one of those taste bud rides that you never go on again.
Or they're going to just try it out and see, like, okay, let's see if this is even a thing that people want to even think about.
Yeah, exactly.
And in all likelihood, I think that that'll probably be another limited time item.
Likely.
What else?
And then they're also coming out with the chicken enchilada burrito, which
that's too many words.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Like it sounds like
run me through it.
Enchilada is basically just a wet burrito. You know,
an enchilada is a burrito with sauce dumped over it, more cheese put in the oven.
Yeah,
I mean, it uses a specific type of sauce, but it's still the same thing.
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing here. They're putting taquitos inside of a burrito with sauce.
I do like taquitos.
That's what they're doing. Yeah,
taquitos are perfectly shitty.
I mean, the picture on this doesn't look that bad, but I mean, I feel like a human can make this way better than Taco Bell could.
Can you just describe what we're seeing? Because I'd love to pull it up. The truth is that the site that you linked to me for this made my entire computer almost crash. So
okay, fair enough.
I'm going to stay away from it. You run us through it.
It's basically 2 chicken taquitos stuffed inside a burrito.
With rice and everything inside the burrito?
Rice, cheese, 3 cheese blend, and a flour tortilla. This is the cheesy loaded version with rice, red sauce or nacho sauce. So depending on what kind of enchilada you want.
Depending on what kind of scumbag you are.
Yeah, yeah. And then they also are coming out with this. I know you're going to love this one, Dave. The Caesar Crunchwrap, which is basically a Caesar salad inside of a Crunchwrap Supreme.
You know, now that you say it like that, a Crunchwrap Supreme already has a lot of salad in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got lettuce, tomatoes. Actually, it might just be lettuce and tomatoes. But it does have a lot of it. And it is a hot pressed... Is it a sandwich? It's a pocket. It's a hot pressed pocket.
You're a hot pressed pocket.
You're right. It's a hot pressed pocket with hot lettuce in it. I think that's the thing that gets me the most is hot lettuce. But in a Crunchwrap Supreme, it does kind of work.
I kind of want to recreate this.
Maybe a Caesar Crunchwrap Supreme would actually be kind of tasty.
A chicken Caesar salad Crunchwrap Supreme sounds. I'm writing this down because I want to make that.
Yeah. Write it down.
Delicious.
Yeah, write it down.
I'm gonna write this one down, Dave.
Yeah, write it down. I think I'm okay with that. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm curious. Here's the thing. I don't need it on a menu. I'm not like, you know what my life is missing right now? Yeah. I wake up every morning and I look in the mirror and I say, when, Taco Bell? When are you going to provide me with a hot salad Crunchwrap Supreme? It just doesn't happen.
I mean, here, the bottom line is that they're getting rid of 1 and making way for 3. So that's a pretty good move. No matter
I will give Taco Bell this, and I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I will give this to Taco Bell. They probably spend the most on research and development of new items, more than any other fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Like most fast food restaurants, if they're doing something, it's like a slight difference here or there.
No, they definitely spend some time and money to engineer new stuff, and you got to appreciate that, right?
Like, you remember when they went in on breakfast and they just were like, we're doing it now. This is us. We do this.
For some reason, I'm just not about a taco breakfast. It's not about it.
Same. That's, I think, our Canadian bloodlines and heritage. I think it's too cold for taco breakfasts. In the morning, it's got to be traditional, standard, basic-ass breakfast.
Indeed.
But you got to commend Taco Bell for being like, no, we do breakfast now, and not just in the form of 1 breakfast sandwich. We're making like 20 breakfast items.
Yeah, and not only that, but we're just going to take our regular menu and put eggs in everything and call it a breakfast menu. That's one thing Taco Bell did not do well. They didn't do well at re-engineering breakfast.
True.
They spent all this energy on this other stuff, but they dropped the ball on that. They're like,
they should just made a regular breakfast. Yeah, exactly. Although the waffle one did look pretty good. The waffle taco, it was a great idea. I wish they'd executed it better. A waffle instead of the taco shell, eggs, bacon, and cheese on the inside with some maple syrup. It's the right idea.
Yeah. They could have thought that one out better. Waffles doesn't really go with eggs as well as it does go with chicken, right? So put some chicken in there and some bacon.
It almost should have just been. It should have just been maybe a pancake, because pancake goes really well with eggs, or even French toast.
Let's be honest, a pancake will lend itself better to a taco than a waffle would, in the sense of like recreating a taco shell.
Yeah, that's very true. You're right. Especially if you like bake it in the oven a little bit and form it like a taco.
Exactly, or a crepe of some sort.
Well, way to go again, Taco Bell. You've confused us and made us rethink about our lives.
Yep.
One more time. It seems like you're doing that every single month now. Jerks. That brings us to our dumb food item of the week,
which is our last topic of the podcast.
I saw this all over Facebook.
As did I.
I saw people really like getting super fired up on this, and I've got to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things, Dave, where you have to see it and use it in order to comprehend it. You know what I mean?
You got to put it in and around your mouth before you'll know whether or not it's a really good idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's very much one of those things that like, okay, I get it. And even after reading the description of this like U-shaped thing, I get the concept of it.
Right.
But I can't grasp it you know?
So let's describe this. This is McDonald's new straw. It's a limited time straw. It's the dumbest thing. That's the dumbest string of words I've ever used in my life. Because they've got a new Shamrock Shake. I don't even know what the Shamrock Shake is. Is it? It's got marshmallows in it. Like he's like a Lucky Charms.
No, I know what this is. Shamrock Shake is a mint. It's a mint milkshake.
Ah.
Okay, and
with
it's
layers.
Yeah,
with layers.
And that on its own doesn't sound good, but the chocolate mint Shamrock Shake sounds pretty delicious. I love mint chocolate, and as you know, obviously your wife does too.
It's her favorite thing on the planet. Yeah. She likes it more than she likes me by a long shot.
Def. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think the concept of the straw is a cool thing. However, who does McDonald's think they are, Dave, to try and re-engineer the straw?
They've got big cojones.
They do.
The straw is nearly perfect. Even if you want to consider the biggest advancement in straw technology over the past, 100 years is the opposable accordion portion of the straw.
Yeah, what did we call it before? The
just a bendy straw.
Yeah, the bendable straw. But like they tried, they really tried with all the whatchamacallit. Oh wow. I have a helicopter like literally in front of my house right now. They tried with like the glasses straw and all those like twisty straws, you know what I mean?
They were cool, but they were gimmicky. They're hoping to actually have functionality.
This one is supposed to. What does it say here?
If you're looking at it, just quickly, sorry. If you're looking at it, it looks like it's almost shaped like it's a hook or a cane, and it's got 3 distinct holes in it. One at the bottom of the U part of the cane, and then on the actual like hook portion itself, it has 2 more holes, one slightly larger than the other. And the idea, what they're suggesting here, is that this straw will allow you to perfectly consume the layers and the proportions of those layers that you're supposed to consume at one time. The perfect mix of McDonald's Shamrock Shake. Forget just the balls of re-engineering something like a straw. How full of themselves and their Shamrock Shake are they that they think this shake can't just be stirred up and sipped with the regular straw?
Right? Like, what the hell?
Are they baristas now? Are they layering these drinks so perfectly in such a particular manner?
What are they really
the
trying
drink
to do?
cannot be consumed any other way?
Like, what are they really trying to do? I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Like I said, I haven't used it in practice. I think maybe if we did that, it might provide a little bit more insight. But they only have 2,000 of these, right?
Another limited time thing to get people all fired up. Oh my God, it's a new straw. There's only 2,000 of them. Quick, to McDonald's. Who's doing that?
No, nobody. Although I did see our buddy Dame Drops get one of those and test them out. So that's an.
So he did it. He had the exact rallying cry that I just gave out. That was Dame's move. I respect him. I respect him, and if there's anybody that's got to try it, it's him. He's the guy that tries it. We're the guys that talk about it. We should get him on this show.
I should hit him up and ask him what that was like.
Can we get Dame as a guest? Can you call him up and tell him we want to do it?
I can tell you he's 100% down. I already spoke to him about it.
That'll be beautiful.
Yeah, he's the man.
I'd also like to know his thoughts on this straw. Seems stupid. It's a real dumb food item of the week. Congratulations, McDonald's. You take the crown this week.
You do. Good work.
Proud of you,
also,
scumbags.
Send Dave and I some straws. We'd like to try it out.
Yeah, if you want to just send us like 2 of your 2,000. I know they're very limited edition, very exclusive club, this straw club.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a podcast then.
That's a podcast, Dave.
We ran through all the topics.
I must say.
We discussed all the important things in the food world. I hope to see more food trucks on the road. That's my takeaway from today.
I think that would be awesome.
I also am going to eat less Subway chicken in Canada, especially now.
Yeah, you should, because it's only 50% real. Let's be honest.
Also, I don't need that much yoga mat in my life.
Unless yoga mats are like really healthy for you, right?
Oh my God, that'd be so disappointing. If in the end, the best thing that you could be eating, the best thing you could be doing for your body wasn't the yoga itself. It was eating the mat.
They fooled you this whole time.
I'm also really excited to see self-serve Wendy's.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. I would love some Wendy's in general right now.
Think I'm going to have it for dinner.
Oh, you're
also, let me know when you see a self-serve Wendy's, because you're probably going to see it before me.
If I do, I will definitely document it.
That sounds great.
And please go and try out that McDonald's one, because I want to see how that works too.
Try all of these things for us.
Do it.
So that's going to be it for the Menu Podcast this week.
Episode 7, Dave.
Episode 7. We've done 7 already. That happened very fast.
Yeah, and it'll only continue going. I want to have at least 52 more by this time next year.
Agreed. I would like to remind everybody that this podcast broadcasts live every single week on twitch.tv/liquorsauce.
Yep.
You can also check out the video on demand at youtube.com/Thejoshelkin.
Yep.
Don't forget to listen with your ear holes over at soundcloud.com. The Menu Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if there's a slash there. I'm not sure if there's a slash or if there's supposed to be one. I didn't say SoundClown that time. Pretty proud of myself. I said SoundClown 3 weeks in a row. Finally broke it. Finally broke that Freudian slip, because I really want to make a website that's about just the sounds of clowns.
It has a slash, so it's a backslash there.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.